I want to do. So there was Fab. Oh, I need to get the limited time asset. Gotta get those. Nope. Let's continue. No, I don't have any my outfits on this account. Yeah, I think I forgot all last month assets. That's rough. It was this one. I saw a YouTube video on this one. Yeah, it was this one. This is like a horror vibe. This to my library. I want to try this one out for sure. Create project. Not even that big. That's nice. Templates brought to us by. Is there a date on when this came out? Updated last month. Was this updated? Also last month. If I can't see my toes with this one though, I'm not gonna like it. Gotta see your toes. I don't want to have to deal with like placing the camera and designing them. All right, let's launch, please. Hit play. Oh, you can't see your feet. I do need everything a little bit more responsive. But for like a scary game or like a horror, this would be perfect. Alright, it's enough of this. Let's look at the other one. Realistic Blue! How's it going? Right now, I'm looking at free movement templates on the Fab store. See how much work I can skip. How are you doing, Blue? Good. I'd recommend familiarizing with those templates. That can plan because it's like all the stuff that they provide kind of skippable as long as I know how to build on it. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Work was really busy, but got some of that overtime. Not that bad. Oh, it's got leaning. Oh, and it's light as. This realistic movement is just too realistic, in my opinion. There's like no other free ones. And see why this one's it. Good though. Yeah, that's true. Video game funding can live. I don't need wall. That's too. Mike's cutting off maybe because of low. Oh, you're right. I should probably get a little closer. I was being quiet for letting me know. The one thing I did hear is that grapple hooks are actually really hard to make for some reason. I don't know if I'm still cutting out, but I do. I was pretty close to my limiter, or at least my gate. I'm not. I don't really remember what it's called. You're good now. Trailer demo.
Les Schwab changed the tire
I'm
game
pretty
more than 70
sure
years
my
ago.
audio comes
Today,
through now.
We still believe you should get more from.
For grappling hooks, it seems easy though. Just insert the player capsule to the hook and switch to a hold ledge mode whenever close enough. That makes sense. I would have no idea where to start though, as you could probably tell. I don't need. Honestly, this is why I don't use Unreal Engine. Way too much work for something that could be easily implemented in Unity. Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. I started on Unity, and I was like 3-4 months into a project,
So Unity decided
and
to
then
basically set its.
speaking of, and then they came out with their thing. As you've probably heard, the big, oh, we'll charge you for installs. It's a terrible thing to even come out with. So I swapped to Unreal immediately. You get these. Never heard of it. What is that? Oh, me. When was this? This was like 2 years ago. Uh, here. I just put in Unity problem. It'll probably come up. Unity disaster. Oh, here's Moist Critical. Is this about it?
I briefly mentioned the situation with Unity a few days ago, just as a tiny little blurb. Basically, a cameo appearance in a Marvel movie. I just kind of went over like the very basics of everything going wrong with Unity. But things have only gotten worse since then, so I just want to make a whole video here going over the entire situation and kind of dancing on Unity's grave, because they did it to themselves. Now, of course, they're not.
I like to preface this. I think this is about them coming out that they're gonna like charge for installs. They did roll it back as soon as they came out. That news like freaked a bunch of people out.
Actually dead yet, but they are doing everything in their power to put themselves in the dirt. They are bent on self-destruction and nothing will stop them. It's like a scene out of 24 with Jack Bauer interrogating a terrorist and they're doing everything they can to take the cyanide pill to end it all. That's Unity as a business right now. So a channel called Upper Echelon just released an incredible video going over all of the new information about this situation, so I'm going to show you some clips of that, as well as just give you the broader stuff as well, just in case you're unfamiliar with all of it. This is going to be an all-encompassing biblical smackdown of everything Unity related.
Unity Technologies, a video game software company responsible for making the Unity game engine, has recently adjusted their fee structure. On top of a flat subscription service, they will now charge game developers.
Yeah, right here. This is what freaked a bunch of people out, because they had like some code to like track like with the installs. As you can see, it's like 100,000, 15 cents an install, depending on like the did they roll it back? Yes, they did. It was never implemented because people like freaked out on them. Like you're fine now, and they're definitely not gonna do it ever again. But like indies, 20 cents per install. And the huge, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You're right, it's not. But the reason why this was an issue, because like you can abuse it. Like someone doesn't like a game developer politically. So they make 3 bots that installs the game, uninstalls it, installs it again, and just farms installs. And then soon enough, you have like $100,000 bill when you have no sales.
Per install with retroactive terms of service changes, and that monetization scheme will have a severe negative impact on a great deal of projects.
In a nutshell, that's where all of this disaster stems from. He has just given you the macaroni, so allow me to give you the cheese.
That would be for free games, I guess. That's true. Like free games definitely hurts them. And like even if you like even like especially indies, because you get hit that 20% fee if you don't have the larger like enterprise subscription. Charge $10, and then someone just because they feel like it runs up a bunch of installs, and then their $10 purchase, which you get like 70% of, and there's taxes. They get like half of it, and then they charge you $20 of fees for a $10 purchase. I sell my game for 10. I get $5 after taxes, fees, Steam cut, and 15 cents per install would be 3% of profit. Oh my god. Yeah, you're right. And that's big chunk.
Unity made a big announcement about a change.
But the big issue is, like, there's that install, but what if your player decides to delete it, and then they want to install it again, and there's another 15-cent charge for that.
Their monetization model, where if you reach a certain level of success with their product, they will then start dipping their greedy, grubby little paws into your pockets and take a little piece for themselves out. So,
imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation.
3% is negligible to me. 50% of taxes, Steam's cut 30% are. Like, yes, if you were charged the 15 cents once per customer, it would be negligible. And Steam's cuts, to be fair, Steam's kind of like carrying the games market. And in my humble opinion, they probably deserve it, unfortunately. But it is a big cut. Especially taxes.
Personal and Unity Plus, you're eligible for this fee once you reach 200k.
Oh, and Steam someone buys the game and spam uninstall and install that. That's stupid. Yes. That's why everyone freaked out about it.
In revenue over the last 12 months and have 200k lifetime installs, and that number increases to 1 million in 12 months and 1 million installs when you're using Pro or Enterprise. So basically, they will start taking money, and it's dictated how much at each level, per install of a game once it reaches this threshold. Now, there is no faith in this company left. Like, there's nothing but bad will, so no one really has any faith that they have any means of detecting fraudulent downloads. A lot of people were very quick to point out that you could absolutely fuck someone in the face by just constantly reinstalling these games on, like, virtual machines or pirated copies, but Unity's like, no, we've solved everything. Actually, piracy is extinct now. We'll know if that's
another thing. If they pirate it, you still get charged for the installs.
happening. But no one believes them because it's very hard to take them at their word when they have no good faith left. So,
I don't want to watch the whole.
let that sink in
Most
for a moment.
replays.
Marinate on those juices. Let that percolate for Unity stock here.
First, at the same time as this $4.4 billion deal or merger was taking place, a company called AppLovin made a competing offer to buy out Unity completely for $20 billion.
Is this a dumb idea? Why wouldn't they just say per sale? Exactly. That would be a million times more fair than what they proposed.
But Unity rejected this deal, citing that the deal, quote, would not reasonably be expected to result in a superior proposal.
Upper Echelon goes on to say that he finds it odd that they rejected that, considering the $20 billion offer is pretty significantly above the market cap at the time. But he did say that with the AppLovin deal, Unity would have been dropped to 49%, so there is complications to it. But this is an important piece of the puzzle here with everything going on, because Upper Echelon expands a bit further into the merger with ironSource, which was significantly less than they would have got than if they went with AppLovin. So there is a bit of a head scratcher to it, but Upper Echelon is diving deep in here and picking out all the breadcrumbs and getting to the truth.
During the deal with ironSource, two investment companies, Sequoia Capital and Silver Lake, pledged to come on board with $1 billion invested in the deal itself. Two more people, one from each of those companies, joined Unity's board of directors: Egon Durbin and Rolaf Botha. These nuts. Starting with Egon Durbin, he is a founding principal and managing director at Silver Lake, which it now appears, I shit you not, has sold the entirety of their directly held remaining stock in Unity Technologies, disclosed as of yesterday.
Casually sliding in that D's nuts moment was spectacular. Really
That moment was spectacular. But yeah, it's all rolled back. No one really talks about it anymore because it never was implemented in the first place. But some people, that kind of sits in the back of their head. I do want to look at the movement that they have project demo maps. Replication. Replication I get into later. Specific files to backup. Unity is assets and project settings folder. I use git ignore to ignore everything else. I'd recommend GitHub Desktop PC if you're not using one already. I need to use GitHub installed. A bash. And I have Visual Studio and Visual Code. I'm not really sure what people mostly use for though. I'll have to look into that. GitHub Desktop replacement CLI. Different than I have downloaded. I swore I had it. Oh, I might just not have it. Have it. Only issue is that you can't have a file over 100 megabytes. That is an issue. Installed. Thought I had it installed before. I guess not. Just to track changes and allow megabytes, which what's up. So I'm manually compressing files and uploading to Google Drive for cloud backups. Otherwise, for version control, it's used. Just track changes and allow reverts locally. It's so confusing to like, at least for me, it was so confusing to learn like all the command prompts and just how to use them. I did accidentally delete an entire project before trying to use Git. And then I just kind of stopped coding for a bit after that. Replicate? No. So you learn and then replicate. And then, or not learn, lean. Yeah, okay, it's confusing to me as well. I made a whole notes file for the. Yeah, I have my own notes. I usually put them in every single readme. Yeah, it's repetitive. However, I find it so useful. Check for slide. The macro. So it is not falling. Printing. Why would they check for is sprinting and sprinting forward? You just check for sprinting forward. camera. That's does seem like they have anything exposed. I don't feel like looking through all of this. Not sure where it would be anyways. Whatever. Head bob. Blueprint legacy. Camera shake. I don't know what these look like. Oscillations. Better reference. Get player. That's it. Is crouching, is falling. Like it. Changing. And this is so much more confusing because I haven't done anything like multiplayer replication. These are clean. Definitely way cleaner than mine. You saw what I was doing earlier today, you'd be so disappointed. Oh, that's a great zoom too. Where does this get used? Just in like the event? It's input action lean. And it's created when you lift off. Where is it pulling this billion from? Oh, it gets set there. Okay, reverse. I do need to get better at lerps. Toggle zoom maybe. You're right. Because it's going on and off. It's changing zoom every call. I think you would be right, because I would probably do what you said. The head bob. That's an interesting way to call grounded. Unless you can't do that, or I can't call grounded in Unreal. I guess you just can't call grounded. Because I remember when I was messing around on Unity, you could call grounded. Because it was in like the physics component. I guess can jump is a way to call it here. Their animation blueprint. Oh, now this is great. Is moving on ground is the same as grounded, apparently. Yeah. But I think they call is jumping, which they both have their strengths and weaknesses. This is jumping. You won't be grounded if you have like some cooldown on it. Is moving on ground. You won't be grounded technically if you're standing still. I guess you just had to figure out what you could do, like an or, and that covers all cases. Seems like. Now this stuff is still confusing to me. Yeah, I guess so. I just use raycasts because I'm lazy. That's fair. I mean, you don't really have to care about like it being optimal until you have like a humongous like 50 gigabyte game probably. Always know the height of the floor beneath the character. I see. And that would probably be that'd probably be better, or at least more accurate than is moving on ground or can jump as well. We got spider webs. Fiction type. That spider web is unacceptable. We love spider webs. God. Learned about hash sets. Apparently they're good for accessing elements quickly. I always hear about like coding memes. Like, oh, they're getting interviewed and the answer to everything was hash map. So since it's hash sets, that sounds very optimal. I don't even know what those are really. I just know of them. What is a I don't even know how I guess I would have to like hard code that if I were to use it in Unreal. What is a hash? Data structure stores unique elements in an unordered manner. And removing, checking for presence. Something that we can make that was unordered. I don't remember what it was though. That's enough of going around other people's projects, I think. Don't say. Doesn't use indexes, but rather hashes. Right. I guess that'll explain why it's like unordered. Oh, there's no index. They carry like an ID. Something? I don't know. Does that work? I was working on trying to fix this earlier. And I broke it, but I fixed it. I found a bug with this. Like it stops, and then before it resets the is reverse, you can change the direction of the reverse. Usually it's just supposed to come back. It's an original spot. Unless I break it. Not sure how I would fix that at. Probably a good idea to make a repository where every dataset and algorithm is ranked via stopwatches and memory, with notes on use case. Ranked via stopwatches and memories is, I think, a good take. Notes on use cases I feel like are just commented in, or they should be, or they're like in the naming convention. Yeah, just in like or like rank them in the readme. That'd probably be a good idea. Like people who actually know what they're doing, I think, care about that. I think I don't really know what I want. I don't really understand it all, so it would go over my head. I'll see if I can do that for C#. I'm not using C++. That makes sense. Yeah, I wanted this to go infinitely until I hit something. But I think I would just, when I make one for C++, I'll share the repository with you. W. I won't be able to do anything with it probably, but I would love to see. How am I going to this damn just to know when to which data I see. I guess if I'm just looking at like the stats, I could figure out what to. Not to move a platform until it hits something. Don't need to add a box. I already have something. Interp to movement. Add a timeline. Curve driven. Out. Oh, move component to node. In the target location. This is probably what I want to use. Because I could just shoot out a trace. and move it there. Hmm. Oh, but I can't really move. I think I want it to recoil 10 units so I can actually strike it right. I have a block. The wall. This get it away from. I'd have to recoil it. You want it to. Okay. Let's add a new function. Either use box colliders or raycast. So I may need to end up using box collider, but the static mesh already stops when it hits things. So I'm gonna really hope it doesn't break. And see if I can cut some corners. Raycast would be used if you want to stop before it hits it. It just solves. It's like a whole function that you just told me I didn't have to do. That I was thinking about making. How do I want to do? So I need a move to function. I need to reference the actor. No, I want to reference the cube. Static mesh. Do I? Or no, I have to get the collider. Yeah, if you know how motion sensors work, they send out a laser and record how far it gets. What is the version of that for Unreal? Plugin, integration. I have to download something. I think I just want to make it. I mean, a motion sensor in real life. What do you mean? I'm in real life. This is my life. Like a box thingy with a laser. Heat gun. I know what you mean. Like the infrared stuff. I had a reference to my. I need. What I need? Because I need to get my impact normal as well. Type of raycast. I have one. Navigation raycast. Bang. I think. Was I negating this? Oh, to go backwards, I negate. Since I'm going forwards, I think I could just plug it in. my impact normal. I just have to multiply it. I don't know this stuff. True. Line from raycast to ray end was obstructed. Also true when no navigation data present. Oh, was I moving it by the C component? Check. I put in some move to. Is it actor? One. I wanted to go far. I don't really care if it's bad. I want to go. Do I lerp? Lerp. Oh, but if I lerp it, I still have to have a timeline for it. Unreal function. Move. Static mesh. Add world offset. Add world offset. It's movable. Sequencer. I guess I just keep using world offset. I'm never gonna find this function. Local component. That for the raycast. Filter class. Warrior. That's world location. I want to set this Try to ignore itself. I just multiplied the additive. I'm only adding offs. Have to add offset though, do I? I have a ray cap. I'm seeing set. You lerp by setting relative. I want to go. I'm starting origin. Now I have to deal with timelines, but I don't want it to be the same amount of time every time. If it's longer, I want it to take longer time. I want like a miles per hour. A vector fire for speed. God, solve another barricade. Set Unreal timeline. Set time. Be able to update how the new time is. That new time jumps along the timeline. I've done what I want to do. Doing is create a timeline of duration 1 second by going from 0 to 1. You can then grab a reference to the timeline. Set play rate function. How fast it. Varus, I think, just solved my issue. I get a timeline. Timeline. New timeline. Oh, do I have to be outside of this? How do I set the play rate? Grab a reference to the timeline. How do I reference? How to reference timeline. Reference a timeline, you first need to create a timeline component in your blueprint or actor class. Thing. I add timeline. This has to be like a version 4 thing. Video on this last year. Referencing plus plus. So that's a bus plus plus to get this. I get timeline variable. My blueprint. Not what it promote. Yeah, the tutorial on this is from it's from Unreal 4. But saying to plug this play rate into the play. Break this? Route. Alright, kind of just have to watch the video.
If we select this door, which we have here, you can see that here we have the door opening length. We can change this to be as long as we want. So we can have it as 50, we can have it as 1, we can have it as 5, have it anything that you choose. And if we get another door in, so you see this one is at 2, you can drag this one in, set this one to be 5, and this one will still be at 2. So we can change it to be different each time. So that's good like that. Now we need to implement this to the timeline as well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drag and drop that float in there, come out of this, and we're going to get a divide. So a float divided by a float, alt left click on that, and drag it into the bottom one instead of the top. And the top, we're going to change from 0 to be 1, and then plug the return value into the new rate there. So the new rate is just essentially 1 divided by our length that we want to set. And that will give us the correct rate for this. So for our timeline, so it's just going to play the timeline to how long this will take.
This is a primitive component. I made a quick repository in C# diagnostics work. Memory use and elapsed millisecond. That's badass. That's also you made that pretty quick too. However, I've made 0 progress. DSAS Blue on GitHub. Yes, because whatever I'm doing is not working. Just want to sharp. Namespace DSAS. Grab variable of total memory. Write your stopwatch. List of integers. Add allocate 1 million integer. Elapsed time. All you need to test stuff in C#. I can just populate it with various data structures, algorithms, feel different how each stopwatch. That's pretty sick. It looks so simple. I don't really understand what I'm reading, but it looks simple. $739, 736 bytes. Pretty sick. Gonna love. So you get the green square for today. Damn. I will try to see if I can set the play rate of a timeline. timeline. If the answer to my problem is deprecate, does I have to change? How to reference timeline?
Same old phone? Nah.
Same old phone. Nah.
And we're going to call it timeline example. And we're just going to have a look at the timeline node itself. So I'm going to open this and we're going to go to the event graph. Now to create a timeline, what you do is you right click. If you type in timeline, you'll see you get this option to add
Okay, I
timeline.
got that far.
And it's a little different than other nodes. So let's add it. And you're going to see we get prompted to change its name. So I'm just going to call this example timeline. And I want you to notice that it creates a component variable over here that I can drag out. And the first difference between the timeline node and other nodes is that this is actually treated as a component inside of an app.
I didn't get that. Why don't I have a reference? What's a reference? Oh. Okay, why? Oh my. You're never catching me using timelines. And tick all the way. So I just realized because I named my timeline, well, it's not the same, but it's like pretty close to the same as like the actor, or at least this file's name. I had the reference to it for like the last half hour. I've been fucking looking for it. Oh my god. That play rate. I divide I want to get the difference from the difference and then make it absolute value the largest number. From the vector. Use that number. Put it in a fraction under 1. set the play rate to that. And I probably have to divide it by 10. I think that's close to. I don't even understand what I said. Raycat. Cat. Mario. Casting rate. And I spent 30 minutes to find a reference I already had. Are you passing impact normal when you could just pass a boolean whether the platform has hit the object or not, unless I'm misunderstanding? Or you could create a box collider that's slightly larger than the actual platform and reverse movement on overlap with specific objects. Great question. So the impact normal, this is to be used to select direction of the rate cap. I can show an example. Oh, just no errors. So I hit this side of the cube. Yes, I did spend 30 minutes to find a reference I already had because it's just that late. It's just that time of the night. If I hit this face, I want it to shoot a cast out this direction. And then if it hits something, I pick up that raycast and then I move it. That way I can move it or shoot a raycast out of every other direction. That makes sense. So it's not linear. The player can do kind of what they want with it. I see, that makes sense. All right. And I do want to do a box collider so that there is space before it hits something. Or at least a sphere. And I'd say definitely just go with the easier option of just using a box collider that's slightly larger than the mesh. Yes. That is a great idea. I was originally gonna like hit it and then use the impact normal again, bring it back. Guess approach is if you want to show off. Is it? Like, no. I need the raycast to find how far I can go. Right? Then I use a timeline and lerp to it. No way you just recommend something that it's super hard to do. What's on this? Oh, this is a mess. I have raycast function. Alright, so I cast, hit something, and alert to it. Oh, get the. It's a joke. It's harder to maybe. It's harder and maybe a bit more optimized, but too much work. I mean, if it's optimized, that's the perfect excuse. But my issue is that I don't even have a solution in the first place. Yeah, less gliders in the scene equals better. Very true. Is it what? Yeah, I shoot this out, but I'm still gonna have a collider. Yeah, and that will stop me right before. Now you would need one extra glider since raycast can measure distance threshold. Need one extra glider if you are using box collider approach. So you one so with like the impact normal, it shorten it. No, I don't shorten it from there. I shorten it on the lerp with an effect from the impact normal. Multiply this again. It's at 50. And then I can subtract. And then that gives me the. I don't need a box. Point the box collider so I stop early. I this stop early. I don't need a collider. I'm cooking. Yeah, I'm cooking. I do need some kind of difference between the origin and the hit look. Change the play rate timeline. I think I would just subtract the. Yeah, make absolute. Oh, like absolute value. Square it. Um, you're getting squared. Then I'm going to divide it. No, I'm going to get the square root. Square root. Navigation raycast is in reference to nav meshes, how AI moves. You use line trace by channel instead. Yeah, you got a point. Just searched up. What I was thinking. This just looks so much better. Fancy. I know what I'm doing. The same, I bet. Just replace navigation cast. Yeah. So I think on my character I might be saying for object. That would be reference component. And start. I don't want. I think if I hit empty air, I just want to go anyway. I don't want to branch. And location. Use distance. Yes, do. Which have the distance. This looks. Distance. I want to divide by 10. I think. And then this I can set my rate. Yeah, let's do 100. That's probably going to be. Might need to smooth that number. I'm using impact normal. I might be able to use my impact normal with distance. I guess I could multiply time by 10, and I could set that for my play rate. I'm gonna leave a comp. I'm not gonna be able to finish this or tonight. I'll have to finish this tomorrow. Impact point distance times 5 5 point times distance. Time times 5 to set play rate. I'm just gonna. Okay, you're not compiling. That's fine. I am gonna. It is very late for me. I got work tomorrow. Although I didn't do a ray trace, I learned lines. Or I replaced it with the line. Spider webs forming. But tomorrow I'm gonna have to clean it up. So, thank you all for tuning in. Have a good rest of your night. Grinding. All good, you're learning. I'm gonna learn how to make spider webs. That's what I want to learn. See ya.